99% of people should avoid credit cards. Okay, why? Even if you are a business owner, until you run ads and stuff, and even if you are a business owner and you don't need credit cards, don't get into the trap of you will get a little discount, you will earn this much points, and you get a credit card. If you are dealing in numbers bigger than 100k USD, then you can get into credit cards. But if you are just starting out, or even if you are a mid level, it can really hinder your chances of success. You know why? Because business isn't always this. There will be down, there will be ups, there will be downs, there will be up. So it's a constant cycle. So what happens when you take credit card debt? Because let's be honest, you can't buy really an asset from credit card, because most people credit limit are not that great. Even if you have a 15,000 USD credit card limit, you can't buy an asset from that. Okay, so you need to realize this thing, that credit cards are, they give you a false expectation that after 45 days you need to give the money back. But the thing is, you make purchases that you don't need just because you think you will make more money in 45 days, and you do that. That could be a good mindset, but it didn't work out well in my case. So I was the type of the guy, and I'm gonna become that type of the guy again. I was the type of the guy that usually kept around 1 year of an employee salary in my account. A medium, not the top notch, but a medium employee salary in my account. That was my comfort zone, and I loved that, because even if I get into an accident, I get into certain medical condition, I even if anything pops up, I can just pay that and solve that. So it brings a lot of peace of mind. But recently what happened was, due to certain reasons, I started using credit cards. Okay, and I ran a business and it was making good money, so I was like, I can just pay off this and that. But you know what the thing was? So when I started using credit cards, I was like, I'm gonna pay this thing and this and that, and I didn't knew very much about credit cards in the starting. I knew the basic stuff, that you have to pay 45 days interest, blah blah blah, that stuff. But the thing was that when I spent with credit cards, okay, the usually the your mental peace, it takes your mental peace. Usually when I spend without credit cards, I get the sense of, yeah, it's mine, and even if I don't use that thing, I never felt guilty about this. I purchased a lot of things that I never used. Okay, I still have a I still have a earbuds that you sleep with. The earbuds that block your ears when you sleep with, they are bullshit, don't buy them. But I have them in the box, and I haven't even used them one time. So I buy a lot of things like that. But the thing with credit card is, you buy these things and you feel guilt because you haven't paid the money. First one. The second one is, the thing started to happen was, I don't know how, this and that, but I started to make less money and started to buy more. That's a very bad thing if you know about financial situation, that is called living paycheck to paycheck. But I had a lot of savings, I could say, that I could just do that for some months and this and that. But now it has been struck, and I just blocked every card I had, and I paid back all the money I owed, and now I'm not gonna use credit card anytime soon, and even in the future. I realized that 10% discount, the 5% discount, the points isn't worth it. I would happily pay more than 20% if I don't have to use credit card again. And people will say, you can do credit card like smart, you can do this and that. Let me tell you, if you are young, don't use them. Don't use them. Okay, there are certain individuals that can make it work by running ads on that, and then they take the money from there and pay this and that. But most likely for you, don't take credit cards, because you will get into traps like, I didn't got into that trap, but the traps like minimum monthly payment, you pay minimum monthly, and when you are young you are like, yeah, I'm gonna make more money and this and that. You know what is this? If you think about it, you invest money in stock market to grow it for 12% return, that is not certain. 12% return is not certain. It is a very good return in terms of, if you do that, that is the optimum result. Okay, but I have more returns than that. But the thing with credit cards, I was doing opposite. I was not the thing that crazy was, when I started to observe, I was doing the opposite of what I did with stocks. I spent money on stocks, so it increased. And you know about stocks, it increased like 2 to 3% every 2 to 3 months, and then they go down, then they push this and that. So at the end of the year, they performed like 10 to 12%. Okay, but with credit cards, there is an guaranteed minus return, and you are gonna spend more money on shit, on things that you don't even like. And next thing with credit card is you are gonna buy things that are out of your reach. Okay, out of your reach, and you are gonna be stressed about it. What do I mean by that? So let's just take example for this watch. I bought it all cash, didn't got it for credit cards. This isn't a very expensive watch, but I just like this watch. So it is still, you can say it is a little expensive watch for a young guy like me, but no, it is not an expensive watch. But point I'm trying to tell you is, if you have credit card, you would think that he bought a watch like me. I bought a watch, and you will have to buy a watch. But the thing with me is, even if I had the money, I just had the money lying around, so I bought it. But even if you save up the money, even if you had the money, even if you whatever, if you have the money in your account and you buy this, you don't get stressed. You will think like, yeah, this is a good purchase, this is this and that, and you don't have to pay. But when you buy it with credit card, you get, I don't know, self-consciously, and it makes you less masculine. So I decided to never use credit card again, and I will recommend you to do the same, and gonna turn this thing around. The financial financial ruin I created, a little financial ruin, because I'm smart, I didn't create a lot of it. But be careful. And I wasted around, if I calculate, 4 to 5 months of my time with credit cards, because money didn't went up, it only went down. Okay, see you in the next one.